Okay, so moving forward, we are going to week 2 and week 3 of the research project. So they'll scroll down and click on the zombie head to take them straight to week 2 and week 3. At the beginning of each next week, I want them to have some sort of extrinsic reward for completing the previous week. So for the most part, I've included YouTube videos of zombie scenes to give them a chance to visualize engaging in this zombie battle of research and what it would look like. So I found some YouTube videos with Lego-inspired zombie scenes. So I'll go ahead and play a little bit of this for you just so you can kind of see it. And hopefully it's a way for the students to continue to be engaged, to see the next video as they complete the assignments for the week. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll ahead a little bit. He starts out just in the elevator for a few minutes preparing. So we'll take him to the end of the elevator. As the elevator door opens, I'll let you watch a little bit of this. I like his little somersault right there. Alright, so as you can see, just, something quick, something fun as a way to engage. Then we'll go down to the map for the week. As you can see, we keep the narrative running throughout. This week they're going to be engaged in the annotated bibliography and really researching and finding the sources that they're going to use for their project. So first step, they're going to actually do a discussion and learning reflection. And I think that this is an important thing that we've learned, that really reflecting on your own learning and your own participation is such a crucial part of learning for students, that they can own their own learning and really be able to hopefully improve that learning process to stay engaged if they understand and they're able to reflect on what they're doing. Then there'll be another group discussion. This will be for week 2, and then it will continue on to week 3. And then they will complete their annotated bibliography. They'll need to locate 5 sources for week 2, and then the remaining 5 sources for a total of 10 for week 3. Keeping in mind that the parking lot link is still here, so if they have any questions throughout the unit, they can still post their parking lot questions. So we'll go ahead and go to the reflection, and then we'll move through this week fairly quickly. They're just a brief examining what the discussion reflection entails. It needs to be about their personal participation and in the discussion board, but also a reflection on the quantity and quality of what they've discussed, and being honest, really reflecting on themselves. And then also summarizing what they've learned the previous week. And a couple of paragraphs would be fine for this. Just really want them analyzing their own work. Moving forward, we're going to go to the discussion board for the next 2 weeks. For week 2 and 3, they're going to research their sources, and we're going to summarize these sources. This is a way for them to really share where they've located sources. This can both be a website that they found, or a book, or a magazine, anything they found on their own topic. And this is kind of helping them use the MLA format in the citation, which they've learned in the past, but then also by posting it on the discussion board, they'll see exemplars of other students, so that way they can refresh their memory if they've forgotten as well. And then just really improve on that before they submit their annotated bibliography. But after that, I want them to engage in a meaningful discussion with their classmates about their sources and their topics, making sure that they're asking questions to push thinking and to offer support or insight that they may have about the topic and or the sources they've used. So, moving forward, you'll see that they have the annotated bibliography assignment. This is just kind of running that narrative still. And then this will be the actual location where they get the information about the assignment. As a blended learning, we would actually open up this page together, and we would discuss exactly what an annotated bibliography is, providing definitions, explanations, some tips, but then also having an embedded YouTube video for them to reference after the fact that really goes into annotated bibliographies.
Let's talk about annotated bibliography.
And it would help them, kind of give them a step-by-step guide for anything that they might have missed in the blended learning class. So a way to flip that classroom for any students that were absent or just need a refresher. I've also included exemplars of annotated bibliography right here on this link for them. So just open up this PDF for them to view and kind of answer some of the questions before they have to. So they would submit this assignment as a Google Doc or Word doc, and then that would be for the first 5 sources, and this would be for the remaining 5 sources or a completed 10-source bibliography. Still having the exemplar and the tutorial. Moving on to the next module, again we can hit next to get there. They would not be able to hit next if they had not submitted yet, nor would they have access to it from the home page if they had not completed the prerequisites of weeks 1 and weeks 2 and 3. For week 4, again, another Lego inspired YouTube video of zombie fighting. So again, try to keep it engaging. He's testing the weapons he might use, preparing for the big boss battle as he comes out. Oh! Moving forward. For this week, they will again do another discussion from their another reflection from their week 2 discussion and the learning that they had from the previous 2 weeks. For this week, I've actually given them a break. No discussion board this week. I want them to really use the extra time instead of engaging that discussion board to focus on their rough drafts and then a parking lot. So I still want them to reflect on those previous 2 weeks because that annotated bibliography is such a big part of that paper. They do the research properly and can really, analyze what they've researched and what they've learned and their participation in the discussion about sources. I think that they're going to be able to really focus on that rough draft. And then for the rough draft assignment, I've included another exemplar. So this is an exemplar paper that they could read with MLA format and some tips on how to maintain MLA format. And then also a tutorial of how to begin MLA formatting in a Google Doc. Again, this is the end of the year, so they should have learned this already. But if they've forgotten, they can just watch a 5-minute tutorial that's going to help show them exactly how they should format their MLA document, and so on and so forth. And then finally, another tutorial to refresh their memories on in-text citations. So we're going to do a session on in-text citations, but this way they have a video that also talks about in-text citations, the why, the how, and the different methods. So again, if they're absent, they can look at that first before asking me questions, or they can use it for a refresher.
Now I know exactly.
And then finally, I've included the writing rubric. I have not attached that yet, so that's something that I need to do, which is great, so I will do that next. And that way they can actually see the rubric that I'll be grading them on. And then here is where they'll actually submit the assignment. And this just goes into a little bit more detail that we'll discuss in class about what the research paper is, reminder about plagiarism, so on and so forth of how I want their paper to be organized. And then, of course, the format of the paper, the instructions there, 5 to 7 pages, the works cited page at the end. And then, again, this will be something that we go over in class. We go over the exemplar, we analyze together, and, before they start writing. So, for the next week, they're on to week 5. Another video, the zombie video. I won't make you watch it. This one is focusing on teamwork. So you'll actually see lots of people fighting zombies all together. Because this is the week that we focus on peer reviews. So they'll engage in their reflection, the group discussion, and then the peer review process. Of course, the parking lot is there. Moving forward, same reflection on the previous week. And then engaging in a discussion of their rough draft. I want them to really self-evaluate themselves on how they did on their rough draft in their discussion board for the week, and then talk about it. And then engage in the peer review process, which will be attached to the rough draft in the peer review function, which I can show you from the teacher view as well. And there's a checklist for the peer reviews in which they'll have to engage in two peer reviews. And then that brings us to the next week after peer review number 2.